decide primary elections today, but not every registered voter will get to cast a ballot. And Allie, you have reporting on that, please.
Yeah, because many of the races that we're talking about here in New York today are examples of safe blue seats, which means the real contest and, of course, the real choice for voters happens now today, not in November. And yet millions of voters might not be able to have their voices heard when it matters. As more states redraw their congressional lines ahead of the midterms,
88 ayes and 52 nays.
The general election map is getting more predictably red or blue.
Now it's even harder to vote.
That doesn't just give parties an edge in November. In most places, it makes November almost a formality. The real contest in these safer seats is in the primary. And so here we are sitting in New York. Election day is Tuesday. All of you could vote, but raise your hand if you are.
If we are voting?
If you are voting on Tuesday.
Well, that comes with a caveat, Allie.
More than 20 states and D.C. have closed or partially closed primaries, including New York. So if you're not registered with a party, you likely can't vote in the primary.
I'd say I'm here to vote. They say, Mr. Brady, you're not registered. I said, I know. I want a provisional ballot. I get a provisional ballot knowing that it's not going to count. My point is that I want my voice to be heard, and I want them to know that I am there.
These voters are just a few of the more than 39 million Americans not registered to or affiliated with either party.
Somebody calls up and says, are you going to vote? And I say, well, I can't. I'm an independent. They say, well, you could register as a Democrat.
You could.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm an independent.
I'm sure you've had similar conversations.
So I did pick a side. And then I decided, you know what, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to either party because I don't belong to either party.
Closed primary supporters argue it keeps the party strong and protects the process from meddling by outside actors.
Yeah, they do that a lot. They say you don't want Elks Club members voting in Rotary Club elections.
John Opdyke founded Open Primaries, a group that advocates for opening up the process.
So it's a good image.
And that does sort of sound
right. Logical,
yeah.
And rational. The thing that they won't actually grapple with is that that's what happens in a closed primary system.
According to Opdyke and the organization's own polling, about 40% of registered Democrats in New York City say they're actually independents.
They just joined to be able to vote. And there's a million more that won't do that.
According to Gallup, Americans are increasingly identifying as independent, reaching a record high of 45% in 2025. Depending on where they happen to live, millions of voters might not be able to use their voices until the race is already, in effect, decided. That is, unless parties or states make a change.
We should be in a position to choose who represents us, to just let them know what's important to us without having to be constrained by joining their club.
Now, these voters were passionate. They were also hopeful that more states would change and open up their processes so more people could participate in the primary. And some states, like Oregon, are considering doing that. That said, other states are trending in the opposite direction. Take Texas, where just this month, Republican Governor Greg Abbott told attendees at his state's party convention he was going to, in his words, make clear in the future that only Republicans vote in Republican primaries. So again, Lemire, it begs the question, what happens if you're a voter who refuses to pick a side?